Hi, my name is Andrew Croft, and I'm going to go through a quick, rundown of what I have created with Spellbacus. I used AngularJS to do a lot of the work, and I guess I'm just going to show you right from the beginning what the experience of Spellbacus was designed for. So the first thing you need to do here is you need to create an account. I'm going to just make an account that I used to use a lot when I was younger. So once you create an account, you get in here and you can start getting to work right away. This entire application is designed to run without having to ever refresh the page. So as you do stuff, the page just automatically reacts. And a lot of what I did from last week is just kind of clean up some bugs and add a little bit of functionality. So I'll get started. This is basically designed for if you were playing Pathfinder to help create your spell sheets and I guess just make the process a little bit more simplified. So to start, you'd have to type in a name. So if you want to be a wizard, I'm going to be Gandalf, and I'd select wizard. And you'll notice with a wizard, it pops up and it shows me that intelligence is the ability modifier that matters for how many spells per day I get and for my spell save DCs. And it also gives me the spell type, so this is arcane. If I switch from wizard and go to cleric, for instance, it shows me that I use wisdom and I'm divine. Ranger, also wisdom and divine. Bard is based off of charisma and it's arcane. And you'll notice with the bard is separate from the other ones. Bards only have a specific number of spells that they know per day. The other classes that I have entered, they're allowed to cast a number of spells per day, but they prepare them each day, so they don't have to know them, which is why when I switch to a druid or a cleric, it only shows these two. So I'm going to stick with a wizard. Once I go from here, I select what level my character is going to be. And once I select that, you'll notice down here that it shows me the different spells. So I have 0 level spells here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the amount of spells that I'm allowed to select from are all based on right here my spells per day, which will change based on my modifier here. So if I start with a 16, you'll notice I don't really get to change anything. Or did I? I guess I did get a little boost in a couple of these lower level spells. If I boost this up to, say, a 20, my modifier is +5, and I get a significant amount more spells. And as I increase this and change around my spells per day, down here I can actually select more spells based on that. And all of this gets pulled straight from the database. So I can play around with these. I can play around with what level I am. I can play around with the modifier and really see how it impacts the spells per day and the DCs and things like that. So we'll stick with wizard. Level 11, you can see all the different amounts of spells I can select from here. And for each level, for 0 level, I have 4 spells that I can select from. So right now, this is the spells that I've put into the database, and I can have a selection of which ones I want to take. And once you select the spell that you want, it actually pops down and gives you the whole breakdown of what this spell is. It tells you what the spell does, the source that it came from, targets, whatever. And as you change the different spells, it just, changes the description here. And you'll notice that, for instance, something like Dancing Lights, duration and spell resistance, things like that. So whatever spell you pick, it gives you the information. I can select Mage Hand. If I go up here and I select maybe a different class, so if I go to Ranger, I have a different spells that I'm allowed to pick for a ranger versus for a wizard. Ranger actually doesn't get any 0 level spells, but these are the ranger spells, and if I hop down to wizard here and look at the level 1 spells, they're different spells. And that all pops right out of the database. In the spells here, have all the different fields for all the different things. So it knows what level you need to be from each class to be able to get access to the spell. All these different things. The school actually is this 17 actually refers to the schools table. So 17 and the database automatically pulls all that information out. This is actually my spell count. This is used to keep track of how many spells per level the different characters or the different classes get. And this one right here, the ID and the character number match up to make a unique ID. And if you take a look at character classes, spells per day and spells known, this is actually referring to the ID on the spell count to show you which build they go off of. So, I can go here and I can select this spell and it gives me the information and all that. And again, all of this is pulled right from the database without ever having to refresh the page. So I can play around with whatever I want, change around whatever I want, and it changes all this stuff accordingly. And so it's really designed as, for Pathfinder players to be able to go in and just quickly decide what spells they want. It's not a full character sheet. You can't put in all of your different things like that, but it is very helpful for, at least once I finish putting all the spells, it's going to be very helpful for just coming in here and, selecting your spells and, being able to quickly compare and contrast, do I want this one or this one, and I can just look at them very quickly. So that's my final project for Spellbacus. I hope you liked it, and we'll see you around.